Hey guys, what's up? How you doing? Thanks so much for joining me in today's video. I'm going to be demoing two more products from Pat Mcgrath Holiday collection. I picked out these two here to show you. I'm going to demo these guys for you. I'm going to be comparing this new highlighter to Pat's last year highlighter and also other highlighters in my collection. I'm going to show you demo, application, all that good stuff. If this is your first time here, I'm Gigi. I love to review luxury makeup. If you love that kind of content, go ahead and click on the red button that says subscribe. And also go to my Instagram because over there I do keep you posted on new makeup releases. And without further ado, let's start. So let's begin. Okay friends, so let's begin. And today I am going to be going over two more items from Holiday collection by Pat Mcgrath. She's released her makeup palette first, which I have been loving and enjoying. That's the palette that I'm actually wearing right now, and I've been loving this palette so much for such beautiful and glam looks. I love it. But so she's released her holiday collection into two parts. First she released the eyeshadow palette and then she dropped the rest. In this collection we have two of the blush palettes. They look like this, and then she has one big highlighter. She also has some lip balms, some quads. I skipped on both of the quads. I just thought that they looked too repetitive. I did not want to waste my money on products that they just gonna look very similar to things that we already have in our collection. Like she's released very similar quads. I already have last year's Interstellar palette, which I adore, the one with the blue. So I love that quad. I am very happy with that quad, and I think that yeah, I didn't need these two that she released. So anyhow, if you're wondering about anything on this collection, this is a must-have. We're gonna see what these are all about. But as I mentioned, she's released two of these trios. This is the one in the shade Amber Allure, which is the darkest of the two. A Divine Blush plus Blush Trio in the shade Amber Allure. It retails for $63 and it is limited edition. It's a must-have cheek palette curated by popular demand, turning two Divine Blush shades and a Divine Glows highlighter. So within this palette, we get two of her blushes. We have Love Stroke, Paradise Venus, and then we have a new highlighter which is called Venus Nectar. The other blush palette that she's released, she has two light blushes and then she has one repeat highlighter which I already own here, and we're gonna compare these to the new one that she's just released. So that's why I didn't want to pick out that palette, because I already had the highlighter in there. If you don't have any of her blushes, I feel like these palettes are such a good deal for the price. The individual blushes, they look like this. They retail for 50 Canadian dollars, and the whole palette with the three products in here retail for 63 if I'm not mistaken. These are all Canadian dollars. So I feel like if you don't have her blushes, this is the way to go 100%. So let's go ahead and apply the blushes. I'm going to start off with the bright shade right here in the corner. And wow, look at that pigment, you guys. It is very pigmented, two little passes, and it is extremely pigmented. I really love her blush formula. I feel like these are very buildable. You don't have to go to town with them if you don't want to. You know, they're very buildable. So I love that. But these two colors in here, they look very potent. The deep palette is gonna be good for many skin tones, and I am so happy to see that. So let's go ahead and apply the next one up. Very pigmented. This is so pretty. Look at that shade. Such a beautiful, beautiful color. I love it. I love both colors. I feel like they're so pretty. As I mentioned, very buildable. Her blushes are very softening to the complexion. Everything just looks healthy and pretty. I'm obsessed. I love it. Now, I am excited for this highlighter. Ooh, it just feels very, very soft. Let's do a little swatch. Very, very pigmented. Oh, look at that. So now that we swatched it, we know that we should be careful because it looks very, very pigmented. So I'm gonna go light hand. Ooh. This is pretty. This is, yeah, this is the same formulation that she has in her single highlighter that she's released recently with the blushes. This highlighter is so pretty. It looks very rose goldy, but it is very pretty. Let's swatch, since we're here, let's swatch the other highlighter, which is the one that you can expect to have in the other blush palette. So you can see that the new one is much more peachy and rose gold, as the one that she has in the other palette is just golden, much more neutral. Oh, I think I'm loving the peachy one much more. Very complimentary, you know, to my complexion. I think it looks so pretty. So I completely forgot that I had the other highlighter to show you, so I am going to remove this side of my face and I'm back, and I removed the highlighter over on this side, so I left the other one here, the one in the palette. So now we're gonna play with her individual palette, which is her Sublime Skin highlighter. So this is the packaging of this one. This is in the shade Lunar Nude, and I wanted to pick out this highlighter because it looked so pretty. Let me show you. Okay, look at all these gold, beautiful packaging. Look at this black and gold. At the back, you get a sticker here, which you can peel off. Oop. There you go. Look at that. Look at that. I don't want to blind you, but this is just beautiful. Look inside, you guys. Take a look. This is just divine. It's glorious. So, so pretty. And I believe this one is exclusive to her site. I don't see it at Sephora. This embossing is just everything. I love the gold and the black and everything. This is truly a luxurious experience. You know, like you could tell this is a magnetic closure. It is substantial, it is heavy, not super heavy, but you know, it is very substantial, not as heavy as last year's, which I'll show you in a minute. But this packaging I was not really a fan of, if you ask me, so I'm happy to have some magnetic closure on this one. So let's go ahead and apply. And this shade is beautiful. It's very buildable. I feel like it's very blending. Look at that. And I was going with like this Sonia G, which doesn't apply like a ton of product, but woo, very buildable, super pretty. Hey friends, so just a little shot on a natural lighting. I wanted to make sure to come back and show you this because I didn't really realize when I was shooting my video. So this is Pat's highlighter, the one in the gold compact, the more pricey one. I don't know if you can tell, but it has a truly a lavender undertone on my complexion that I didn't see in the studio lights. And then this is the one that comes in the palette, which has a little bit of a peach undertone, a little bit of a golden undertone, which is very complementary to my complexion. So not to say that this isn't 100% complementary and that I don't love it, because I still do, but this is gonna be a highlighter that I would use for just special occasions with like heavy makeup like I'm wearing today. But this is gonna be more my everyday, you know, kind of highlighter choice by far. So I wanted to make sure to come and show you some natural lighting swatches. Alrighty, bye-bye. Let's swatch it because I wanna see what the color difference is. So we still have the swatch from the highlighter in the palette. Then we have the other one in the other palette. Let me do another swatch. So here they are. You can see that this is very metallic, and it looks a little bit platinum with rose gold. You can see the difference in that formulation. This is a gelée formula, similar to this one. I feel like the one that is very heavy from last year. So let's go ahead and swatch it beside it, which this one I feel like is more rose gold and it's gonna look a little bit deeper. So yeah, they're not quite similar. The one from last year is just a little bit more pinky. The packaging is not as heavy as this one, but again, I don't mind this packaging. I think it's so pretty. Very beautiful. All right friends, so I went ahead and sprayed my face with some setting spray, and you can see again this is very pigmented compared to the one in the palette. The single one is very metallic. If you're into really bright and metallic highlighters, this is gonna be for you. This one you can see that it is a little bit more natural, the one in the blush trio. So here you have it. Now I want to show you some comparisons. I went you know, digging my collection, and we're gonna go ahead and do that. So the first one at top is gonna be the one by Pat, and we're just gonna leave it right there. So that's that one. So I already compared with the ones with Pat, so I'm not gonna do that. I want to show you this one by Charlotte if you haven't. This is totally a different formulation. This one by Charlotte is very powdery. The one by Pat is sort of like a gelée. You can see they're not quite similar. The undertones aren't similar. This one is just more platinum and more metallic. Then we have this palette by Guerlain, and I looked at these two shades. When I swatch them individually, they don't really give you that, but if you swatch them together, which I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna do them together into one swatch, I feel like they do give you a similar, very similar undertone. So you can see that it is sort of like platinum pinkish, but again, Pat's just being a little more metallic. Next, I want to show you this one by Dior in the shade Golden Glow, which is sort of like a peachy highlighter. This one is really buildable. If you wet your brush, you're gonna get much more from the highlighter. So, you know, it's gonna look more metallic, but they're not very similar at all. So for now, Guerlain is winning. We have also this one by Dior in the shade Nude Glow. And this one, same story, is very much natural. It doesn't look at that, as metallic as that one by Pat. And last but not least, I feel like this one, this Quad by Dior, this is Rose Gold 004. I thought that this pinky shade here at the bottom, I'm gonna swatch both just in case. So we have this one and this one. I feel like these ones are going to be the closer. So Let me do the pink. That's the more rose gold, and then this is the more pinky. So here you have, I feel like this one and this one are very, very, very similar. Even in person, they do look very similar. But again, Pat's being very metallic and much more punchy, if you will. So these are all the comparisons that I have for you, my friends. So those are all the comparisons that I could think of at the top of my head. If I missed an important one or any or whatever, just head over to my Instagram, DM me, and I'll be happy to send out swatches for you, or just post them on my stories or whatnot. But yeah, let me know and I'll be happy to do that. So now let's wrap up the video with some final thoughts on these two products. I feel like this highlighter is beautiful. Maybe not something that I would use every day because I don't really use like beaming highlighters like this, but these and the collector in me is just so excited to add it to my collection. I feel like this is so beautiful. This really gives me the whole luxury opening, unboxing, the whole experience, the whole holiday theme. I love it. I just love the gold, the black all together. I know it's a little bit pricey, you know, pricier than if you buy the palette, but you could really tell the difference in the formulation. I do like this formulation a lot better. It is sort of like, as I said, it's just a jelly kind of highlighter. It is buildable, so if you don't want it like this, you don't really need to. Just go with a lighter hand and you'll be good to go. And then the palette is just stunning. I mean, these are limited edition, and I'm seriously thinking about getting the other two. If you haven't tried her blushes, they're very pretty. As I mentioned, they're very softening, very, very pigmented, and because she has that word limited edition, it's just giving me a little bit of FOMO. I'm like, okay, what if she takes them away? It is such a good deal, you know, $63 for 3 products instead of $50 for one. Hello. So it's like a no-brainer for me, and I'm like, okay, do I need the other palette? Maybe I do. Anyhow, such a great deal, such a beautiful blushes, it's such a beautiful highlighter in here. I like this highlighter better than the single one that I have. Again, the highlighter in here is going to be more complementary to deeper complexions, and that's why she added it in here, and that's why I love it so much. It is peachy, it is beautiful, it is just so pretty. When it comes to comparisons to these blushes, I'll be honest, I don't really have anything as bright as these. I don't have anything as cinnamon as this. I just don't have anything in my collection, so this is very unique to my collection, and that's why I really wanted to add it. This palette, very happy, very happy with these tones. I have nothing to show you when it comes to those comparisons. So yeah, you guys, I think that's all that I have for today's video. Let me know in the comments, what do you think of Pat's holiday collection? Did you pick out anything from her whole holiday 2021 collection? What are your favorite items from them? What do you think of the eyeshadow palette? Did you get it? Do you like it? Any thoughts, any comments, anything at all, just drop it below. Thanks so much, you guys, for love and support. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe, and I'll catch you next time. Bye!